Aloha and welcome to another episode of Wow, he really did get that fat. So here we go. Boom. Right? Good. So I've got my tiny Lululemon shorts on because tiny Lululemon shorts look better on my butt, and they're easier to move around in. I think it makes people smile. Also, for some reason, the women's shorts are like $20 cheaper. Is like this much material worth $20? I don't think so. I also have some like M&M men's Lululemon that have a weird liner in the middle on them. Like it's almost like wearing bike shorts and then shorts on the out. It's weird. Like, yeah. Not talking about Lululemon, but great day last night. Catch you up. Rock climbing was fun. Got to do some top roping with a good friend of mine, and some bouldering. It was challenging. It was difficult getting back into it. It wasn't easy, but I did it. I at least went, and this evening I called up one of my friends just now and invited him out for a run this evening. So we're gonna go do a walk, run, and a swim in the park like 5:30 this evening. If anyone wants to join. And that should, help motivate some of this jiggly poo off. Jesus fucking Christ. So, yeah, we're throwing in running in the mix, not only for the weight, but for mental health, because I think it that tension, that especially that cardiovascular tension that you're putting into your nervous system in order to run, and then afterward, you're releasing that. It makes you more resilient to stress overall, would be my guess. Also, great for the lungs. I realized last night after went to dinner with the girl came back home, had some tea, had some sweet love making, which surprised me. Did not see that coming, though. She did seem very juicy during dinner. So I can see how that did, I guess, just me being in my physical shape that I am right now, I don't really feel like sexy enough to be getting it on. But it did, and it was good. Sweated a lot. She got whatever all over my sheets. Had to wash those. So I was up until about 3 journaling. But I also smoked a little bit of some cannabis that I have left over, and it definitely had some psychotic type effects for me. Like at one point, like I wanted to take my fountain pen and jab it into my eye. It was just a slightness, but yeah. So we're off the smoking of the reefer, unless there's like an emergency where I feel like I don't even know. And I guess I'm trying to justify some future situation where I might be in some like bipolar, manic, depressive episode, and it might help, and it probably wouldn't. And I've seen very clearly, it lowers your level of consciousness, lowers your level of awareness, lowers your level of wanting to live lifeness. and in my case, it made me want to almost jab a pin into my eye. So yeah, be careful with what you put into your body, I guess, is the message today. And especially if you have mental health problems, yeah, probably don't fuck with drugs. So I still have a little bit left, but it's not like tempting me or calling me, and I'd probably even forget about it. Maybe we need to have some Molly around here somewhere, though I probably did that over the break as well. But over the break, Jesus fucking Christ. But what's on tap today? I was up late washing laundry, so I slept in a good amount, but I did at least do my morning meditations. I mean, it wasn't as thorough as I would have liked to, but, you know, just getting back into it, at least I was able to get through it. And then the rest of the day, I cleaned out and I threw away some old stuff from years ago, from Japan, from the Philippines, from, I don't know, maybe some from Hawaii as well. Not a lot, but a little bit, you know. So I just getting rid of some of those energetic cords definitely helped. There were some surprising things in the box that I was like, wow, I kept that. So it's weird to see what we keep for sentimental reasons, because, I mean, it's all here anyway. All of our reality is inside of us. It's not outside of us. So it feels odd to keep these things, but I did. Anyway, where were we? Oh, so cleaned out some stuff. I wanted to show you guys how my February 5th, was it today the 5th or the 6th? My February 5th weight, and, you know, so we can have a comparison moving forward. How I'm looking. When I went into the hospital a week ago, I was about 179. So I don't think I'm that now. I think some of it was fluid, but I'm still definitely up a lot. Made some tea today, so that's fantastic. Yeah, cleaned up the kitchen a little bit. Still need to pay some bills. That's also on tap today. So I'll do my gas and my electric, and then I need to get to Whole Foods and buy some food. So I'm about to clean out my refrigerator, give that a nice scrub. You know, since it's empty right now. Oh, big thing that I did today, because, and it kind of saddened me a little bit, because you know, one of the reasons I had been saving my phones was for my text messages, because I had this like idea of doing this art project of all the crazy weird text messages and voice messages that I sent to women over the years, but I'm not an artist. I don't really have time to do art projects. Maybe a year ago I would have, but I also realized that, you know, over the break, I pulled out one of the phones, and I pulled out a couple of the phones, and one of the phones I pulled out, I found an old drug dealer's number on them, and called him up. So those cell phones are sitting in a pot of water right now, and then I'll maybe take them outside and smash them a little bit. That might be fun. And then throw them away. So that was a big win. Yeah, and going to Whole Foods, and then filling up the refrigerator with only butter lettuce, 100% butter lettuce. and then going running this evening, and then maybe dinner with my friends. I think I might try to arrange that. So yeah, last night I journaled a lot, probably till my sheets were clean, and it felt good to get out a lot of like raw emotion and what I've been thinking. So yeah, I guess that's it. We're getting back on the train of life. Called one person and apologized to them for my absence over the break. So, oh, the other big thing. Last night when the girl was here, we drew some tarot cards, and I would pull them out, but they're way across the room, and I'd have to shuffle through all of them. But anyway, I got, like, asking, like, moving forward, what do I have to do? What's going on? The first card that I pulled was the Chariot. So, courage, strength, wisdom, forward-moving momentum, willpower, all the things necessary, determination in order to, move forward to my path of becoming a psychologist. So that happened, and then I got the moon, which is like kind of intuition, but also can represent like illusionary things in life, and also moon cycles. So we're right at a new moon right now. So new beginnings. The Chinese New Year just happened, but more importantly, I think it represents like this is the path, this is the actual dream, the Chariot, and then here's these other things over here, which could seem important, but might actually end up getting in the way. So it was kind of like, keep your eye on the ball, keep your eye on what's real, and not this dream thing, because I've lived in this dream thing forever, and it's like, oh, I could do this thing is easy, all I have to do is just like do this thing. Well, the problem was I never did the thing, I just like dreamed of doing the thing. So now I'm doing the fucking thing, and yeah, so commitment to my path. The third card was kind of the coolest because it was death, and I just went through this period. I think that part of the last like manic, bipolar, drunken, whatever episode, and I even said this to a couple people beforehand, like before I drew that card, like it seemed like I was trying to kill off part of myself and separate part of myself, and move past those past things. And I feel like I accomplished some of that. Like, I did it in the shittiest way possible. Again, seek professional help. But I did move through some things, and I did definitely kill off some things. And I realize, I can't go back to that life. Like, I tried, like part of me, I think part of me wanted to tempt that fate and go back to to those versions of me where I drank, where I didn't care, where I hung out with the wrong people, where I got drugs and I thought that was happy, where I would, where I wasn't really happy, but I had drugs, so I'd come home and I just like sit in front of my computer and fucking whack it or watch YouTube and do some drugs or drink or whatever. During that time I wasn't drinking. It was just drugs. And part of the reason that cycle happened in the first place was I had some really, really great, amazing friends in 2018, like an amazing circle of friends. And I did some version of ketamine that was way too strong. I did way too much of it in the bathroom of this. It's kind of like an artist club that doesn't exist anymore, and I lost a lot of great friends and a lot of community over there, and it hurt. It hurt because I knew, other people were suffering and had their own things, and I didn't know how to explain to people what I was going through, and I didn't even think I really was going through anything, to be honest. It was kind of just like, I'm just living life, I'm having fun, I'm enjoying whatever, but there's like in the moment fun, and then there's like, I'm gonna plan something in a month or a week or in a couple days and look forward to that and put work into that and then get that reward payoff. So it's short versus long-term payoffs. So yeah, it felt great to destroy the computer, and it still feels great. It feels great to be destroying the cell phones right now. Feels like what I'm really doing is I'm taking charge of my life. I'm in control of my life. And there was this study, maybe not just one, but that looked at do people, where do people perform better in life? Which like mindset, and people who were brought up, or kids who were brought up feeling like, oh, I'm lucky, or whatever. It's more that mindset is more of like a life just kind of happens to me mentality, versus kids who were told or taught, or we grow up with a mindset of hard work. And what I mean by that is not like this new 21st century idea of hard work being like, work doesn't have to be hard, man. I can have a 4-hour work week and outsource everything and work remotely and do all that. I don't mean that by hard work, but I mean that by putting my own effort and intent into a thing and to a project, then I reap the rewards from that project, instead of just, I get that thing. So, and the people who were with the hardworking or the I do it mentality were more successful. So, do you make life happen, or do you just let life happen to you? In reality, you're always making life happen, and you're always creating your own reality. It's just, are you doing it consciously or unconsciously? And you want to live your life consciously. You live your life consciously. You live your life to the fullest. You live your life courageously. And one of the things I journaled about last night was like moving past fear and living in and living in and living in courage, and realizing that at some point in my life I went from being excited and curious and open about the future to closed and scared and uncertain about the future. And some of those were events that happened that made me believe that. And some of those were beliefs that I brought into the picture myself. And I say made me believe, but, whatever the result of those things were, I believed that. I created that reality. So I started becoming scared and uncertain and anxious about the future instead of curious and passionate and interested in what's next. And so, even looking forward to grad school, it's the same thing, right? It's like it's not a scary thing, it's just a new thing. So, do the thing, have fun. I'm gonna go clean out my fridge, maybe have a little bit more hot tea, and then get to Whole Foods, buy some groceries, and see my friends later. So, super excited, love you all, and do your best. Aloha.